Update for today, March the 26th. This has been a fun one to record. This is like take 4 on this one. I just keep botching it in ways that I don't want to leave that in. So um today I worked at the store 8 to 5. It was a originally scheduled as a just full cleaning shift. This is another one of those situations where some muckety muck from somewhere is coming in and walking around the place, so we have to do a little bit of extra cleaning. It's just part of retail that on another occasion I will get into a little bit more. Um, I keep getting on side tangents, and that's why I'm on take 4 on this particular one. and so and then we had a kid quit last week. One of the parcel kids. That's actually parcel is the term that we use to refer to our cart pushers. Um, why they're called that? Apparently, way back in the day, there was a service where you could essentially have the bagger or some store employee basically walk out with your groceries and load the groceries into your car for you, as a standard practice, not a um, not a just by special request type of thing. And and apparently that is a relic of why a bunch of our company's locations still have like a pull-up driveway right in front of the store in one of the corners. And apparently it was a relic from that, supposedly. But anyway, for whatever reason, way back in the day, this was called parcel loadout service. So, the people from outside, I'm assuming, ran it. And so now the cart kids are called parcels. Um, little bit of lore there for you. And that, by the way, is the exact type of side tangent that I was hoping not to get into for this version if I do end up keeping this one. That means I cut something else out. Let's see. And so as I was and I was assigned to cleaning the cleaning room. And again, I keep getting assigned to cleaning the cleaning room because for whatever reason, it falls under the checkout department. In some locations, it's logical because it's at the front of the store, right near where the checkout is. In other locations, it's in the hinterland somewhere. And yet, checkout has to send people back there to deal with it. And this is one of the... I've mentioned before that it's totally tragedy of the commons with the cleaning room. When you have a room that, supports everyone, nobody takes care of it. And going through the realms of history, it's always been the case. As you go through the town squares and that nobody picks up after. Arguably communism. Anyway, tragedy of the commons, I'm a huge believer in it. And my belief gets reinforced every time I'm sent to go clean the cleaning room. And today the cleaning room had a couple of doozies for us, such as there's a huge... What is that doing there? Thing that goes on in the cleaning room. And a big reason for this is... And when I was doing a lot of supervising, would fall guilty to this same thing. And what that is that if one of the cart kids, or for that matter, anybody in our department, but it's usually the cart kids, I found this really weird thing outside. And really weird thing outside could be, we've seen bicycles that are missing tires that have just been ditched there. Old broken computers, monitors, baby cribs. I could just keep going on. Computer desks, chairs, like we're a freaking garbage dump. And, well, if you want to get out of the parking lot, well, for now, throw it in the cleaning room. And it's just, and so periodically stuff that will show up there that you don't expect. And it's almost always from that context. But a couple of doozies today, such as this and this. Now, my mind starts thinking. I am thinking that there must be a population of kitties somewhere that bust into our cleaning room to have hot kitten yoga. Seems more plausible than about half the things customers do, so I'm rolling with it. And I'm going to now, and a perfect segue into the next thing that I dealt with today. And this was actually after I got put onto carts. So I was doing carts for the last 6 hours of my shift because of a kid who quit last week. And which, by the way, I never complain about carts. I love that task. Seriously. But anyway, I was on carts, and so there was something sitting in a cart. By the way, I don't work for Walgreens. I've assembled a headcanon that there is some sweet 98-year-old woman who got really confused, and somehow this ended up outside of her vehicle while she came, and in one of our shopping carts as she came in. And I'm rolling with that headcanon. Yeah, so anyway, so that's a new one. And as of yet, I don't think I've heard anybody coming back for it. Let's see. By the way, we having another corporate inspection or walkthrough or whatever. I talked about walks a couple of days ago, coming up here next week, and one of the when I hosted trivia for a cruise line, one of the categories that would just make people groan every single time is group animal names. Like, for example, if you have a bunch of crows, they're called a murder. Seriously. And I think cats are a cluster, if I recall correctly. But whoever came up with these, I mean, pulling words out of hats, it makes no sense. But anyway, interesting philosophical thing, given that, we're humans, and they're somehow this, so we must have a collective group name for them. What would be a group name for corporates? If you have a whole bunch of corporates show up at one time, what's a group name for them? Cluster? I actually kind of like that one. Murder? A murder of corporates? No, I don't know. But what should we call a group of corporates? Anyway, and so then after work, I went to the gym like I normally do. Good workout there. It's Thursday night, so just did trash. Still doing the thing where I'm filling up the trash can every week. Kind of out of necessity to get rid of some stuff, and this time little parts of a little model railroad little bridge set thing, and I'll talk to you about model trains at some point. Kind of cool story about that. A cushion for watching soccer games or something. Whole bunch of Amazon bags that I've been saving for maybe using them to sort stuff. I'm not going to do that, so away they go. And a random block of wood. But anyway, that's kind of going to be it for today. I'm out of time. Thanks for joining me all the way to the end. I think I'm going to keep this one. All right, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Ciao.